Good evening, everyone. Very good evening. Am I audible to you all? Let me know if I'm audible to you. Okay, guys. Okay. So, what we have done in the last class? In the last class, I think we have started with initializers, right? Yes, we have started with initializers. I think we have done one program for that. Only for initializers, single line and multi-line initializers, we have done one program, right? So, let us do some more program and understand how it is actually done. Okay, let us do some more programs on that. Okay, let it open. We'll go for paint. Okay, let it open. Okay, so our batch is E23. Oh. And here we are in oops concept. Okay. So now what we will do is very simple. We'll okay. Yes, we will go for your previous concept. So we have learned what is a non-static variable and a static variable and non-static initializer and a static initializer. Everything we have learned, right? Everything we have learned. Next. So next what we will do is let us take one more example and let us learn now. Okay, let us learn how the process has been happening. One last program we will do for it for understanding a non-static members. Okay, so let us go for a class. We'll go for program. Okay, so in this class program, okay, in this class program, okay, so we'll have first okay, what we'll have first, only we'll have one multi-line non-static initializer. We'll have one multi-line non-static initializer and we will tell that hello from non-static initializer. Okay, and next let us go for one static context, I mean static multi-line initializer. One static multi-line initializer will go for, and int a is equal to 40. And now let us go for one more calculation inside that, that is a plus 50. Okay, then after this let us go on non-static variable int b is equal to, okay, so it will become an initializer. Now I will go for 367 and we'll go for one more static initializer. That is, we will be telling that hello from static initializer. Okay, or instead of hello we'll just tell from static initializer, from non-static initializer, just filter from. Okay, so after this, okay, after this next we will have one single line static initializer. Static int I is equal to we'll go for 29. After that, now let us go for main method. And inside the main method, we'll have object creation program p is equal to new program of argument constructor, and we'll call p dot b is equal to 30. Okay, and after this we'll go for printing. I plus p dot b. Okay, so this is our code today. Now Now, let us load this code. Okay, let us load this code and understand how it is being executed and what will be the output. Okay, let us understand how this is executed and what will be the output. So let us understand today. Okay, so let us start tracing the code. Hope you all have started tracing the code. Did all of you trace the code? Has everyone traced the code? Did you guys trace the code, everyone? Any doubts you have in previous programs? Anywhere, any doubts if you have, you can let me know. Okay. So now let us go for the tracing part of our program. See, if you are doing tracing well, means you will be understanding the program better. You'll know just by seeing the program, you can tell what is the output. If you trace, you will get to know what is the output within seconds. That is the benefit of tracing. Let us start tracing here now. Okay, let us go for a big screen here. Now, first and the foremost thing is we'll create a memory. Okay. So the memory name is Java. Go for Java runtime memory. Java runtime memory. And here we will have 4 divisions of memory. Okay, 4 divisions. That is first one, method area. First one, method area. Second one, class static area. Class static area. Second one is class static area. And stack area and heap area. Stack area and heap area. Stack area and a heap area. Let us write the memory names here. First one is method area. Method area. Class static area. Class static area. Stack area. Heap area. Heap area. Okay. Now, after this, now first step is you have to load the whole class inside this class static area. The whole class should be loaded inside class static area, and the class name is program. Class name is program. Okay. Next, just by seeing the blocks, you can tell how many. Yes. Tracing part, you might feel that it is little hard, but if you keep practicing, it will be very, very easy. You'll come to know within a second, you'll come to know what is the output for the program. Okay, just by tracing there itself. Okay. Now, program we have. Next, we have to see in this code how many blocks we have. One multi-line non-static initializer, one static multi-line initializer, one more static multi-line initializer, and one method. Okay, so this is the code. How many blocks we have? 1, 2, 3, and 4 blocks we have. So let us load them now. So now what we'll do is, so let us reduce them here first. Okay, so here if you're seeing from the top, so which is the first block here? Multi-line non-static initializer. We have multi-line non-static initializer. So we will create one block for it. Okay, and the block, okay, here let us go for address of this block. See, we can give 0x1. Let us go for one more color here. Okay, So let us go for address 0x1. It doesn't have any name. Okay, it doesn't have any name, so we will keep it as a dot dot dot. Hyphen you can give little hyphens or dot 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 you can give whatever. So what is the instruction inside that? The instruction is system dot out dot println of from non-static initializer. From non-static initializer. Next, the second one, static multiline initializer we have to load. We have to load the second one, that is static multiline initializer. Let us take the color. Yeah. Next. Okay, after this, the address will be going for 0x2. And here it also doesn't have any name. It also doesn't have any name. Can you dot 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 or hyphen, little small hyphens you can give. It doesn't have any name. Okay, it doesn't have any name. So instructions are int a is equal to 40, and see, concentrate here again. Okay, you don't have to and I mean you don't have to ask again. If you concentrate once only, you will get it. Okay, so first int a is equal to 40, and we'll be printing the system dot out dot println of here a plus 50. A plus 50. Okay, now here we have a plus 50, and we have loaded this static multiline initializer. And coming scroll down here, one more static multiline initializer is there. Let us load them also. Now, so we shall go for now here. Okay, address will be 0x3, and it also doesn't have any name, and it has one instruction. Okay, it has one instruction. What is that? Is system dot out dot println of from static initializer. From static initializer. After that, we'll create one more block, one last block for the main method. One last block for the main method. One second. One last block for the main method. Here we'll create it. Okay, and next we'll go for address is 0x4, and this is for main method. This is for main method. So main string array arguments. Okay, after that we have an object creation statement. Program p is equal to new program of no argument constructor, and we have the variable p dot b is equal to 30. P dot b is equal to 30. System dot out dot println of I plus p dot b. Okay, so yes, so we have loaded all the blocks. What all the blocks is present here? All the blocks we have loaded. After loading all these, okay, we have to go for the next one. So here, if you go here for the next one here, okay, one second. Yeah. So here, what all the static blocks are there? All the static blocks you have to load here. You have to load all the static blocks with the help of method signature and the address. The help of method signature and the address. So totally there are 3 static blocks here. 2 multiline non-static, multiline static initializer, and 1 is main method. 2 multiline static initializer, and 1 main method we have. So let us go for method signature here. Method signature, and here we'll have address. Okay, now first this is from non-static. Now next one is from static. So we'll just go for dot dot dot, and address is 0x2, and one more static we have dot 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 dot. So 0x3, and we have our main method. So main string array arguments. Address will be 0x4. Now, if you see in the design here, if you see in the design, do we have any static from top to bottom will come? Static single line, static single line. Yes, we do have one static single line. Int I is equal to 29. So now what we will do here is, okay, I initially will be loaded here with a 0 only. Okay, it will be loaded with 0 only. But later it will be reinitialized with 29. It will be reinitialized with 29. Okay. So here we are done. Here we are done with class loading. Now after the class loading is done, the JVM will call main method. Okay, JVM will call JVM JVM will call main method. Okay, JVM will call main method. So after a main method is called here, after the main method is called, now for the main method one frame will be created. After main method is called, no, after main method is called, after main method is called, one frame will be created. Okay, one frame will be created for main method. But here, yeah, we missed few things. I mean, before calling JVM, we have yes, place program and parent tablet. No. Interviewer will not ask like this. This is for your knowledge. This is for your knowledge. Interviewer will not ask this. Okay, listen carefully here. So we missed the execution of this initializers. Okay, oh, no problem. So we have okay. So before going to I is equal to 29, we have to start initializers. We have to load and execute, right? So we have loaded in the method here. Now coming from top to bottom, see initializers always should be executed from top to bottom order. This is non-static. Leave it. Now coming to static here, we have int a is equal to 40 and a plus 50. Int a is equal to 40. Int a is equal to 40 and a plus 50 we have. A plus 50 we have. Now what we have to do here is very simple. A is equal to 40, a plus 50. We have to go for that and we have to create one frame for that. We have to create a frame for that static initializer. Okay, static multiline initializer. Frame number 0. See, these static initializers, they will execute from top to bottom order. Without the help of main method, they will execute from top to bottom order. First initializer you are getting for the static is static multiline initializer. From top to bottom we are coming. So here, and this doesn't have any name, so we can give dot dot dot. Okay, now we have two instructions inside there. Int a is equal to 40 and system dot out dot println of a plus 50, a plus 50. Okay, so a is 40. Now you guys tell me what is 40 plus 50? What is 40 plus 50? It is 90. Yes, it is 90. So in the output here, in the output, first output you'll be getting a 90. You'll be getting a 90. After that, frame will be removed. Frame will be removed because the execution is done. Since the execution is done, now frame will be removed. Frame will be removed. So after that, now coming from top to bottom order, we have one more multiline initializer, that is static multiline initializer. Okay, so here let us create a frame for that also. Let's create a frame for that also. And we'll have the frame number, that is frame 0. So here we have dot dot because it doesn't have any name. So next system dot out dot println from can go for from static initializer. Okay, from static initializer. Now next, after this, okay, so here we are getting from static initializer, no? So we'll be going for from static initializer, So after that, now the frame will be removed. Okay, the frame will be removed because the execution is done. So the frame will be removed. Now after that, if we see any more else, okay, any more, okay, first one is done, now second one is done. So anything else is there? Obviously yes, there is one single line single line initializer, single line static initializer is there. So we will load them. Okay, int 29 is there. So int I 29. So here I is 29 only, but since it was a variable, when it was a variable, the default value was 0. But now it has been initialized to 29. Okay, now currently it is 29. Next, after this, let us see any more initializers are there? No, we don't have any initializers. Now, our JVM will call main method. Now, JVM, now it will call the main method. Now it will call the main method. So whenever a main method is called, okay, whenever a main method is called, now main method will start executing. So now main method, to execute the main method, now let us create one frame. Okay, now let us create one frame here. Now we will create one frame for only for the main method, only for the main method. So yes, let us go for the reference here. That is reference variable. I mean the frame number is F0, and since this is for main method, we'll go for main string array arguments. We'll go for main string array arguments. Now after this, now let us see the instructions. Instructions inside main method is program p is equal to new program of no argument constructor. Now since you have a new keyword here, since you have a new keyword will create a block of memory in heap area. New keyword will create a block of memory inside heap area. Okay, it will create a block of memory inside heap area. Now it will have the address 0y1. Now after that, this new keyword will call the program of no argument constructor. Now whenever a constructor is called, it will start loading the non-static member into the memory. If you are seeing here, how many non-static are there? One multi-line non-static initializer is there, and one single line non-static initializer is there. One multi-line non-static initializer is there, and a single line non-static initializer is there. Two we have currently. So those two also will be loaded. While loading only, they will also execute. Okay. So let us load them. And while loading only, they will also execute. So first one is your multi-line non-static initializer. So let us load it first. So here we have to write the method signature. Here we have to write method signature. And here we have to write the address. Okay. Now here. So how many initializers are there? 2. How many are there? Non-static 2. So non-static also from top to bottom they have to execute. From top to bottom, first one is this block. So now control will, I mean because of the constructor only, that that initializer will be executed. Because of this constructor only, that initializer will be executed. For executing the initializer, we will go for one block. We'll go for a block. Okay. Now the frame number you can go for, that is F0 is already there. Now we can go for F1, and it also doesn't have any name. Okay, first let us load it here. It also it doesn't have any name. Address is 0x1. Then it will execute. For execution, it will be system.out.println. You will get from non-static initializer. So in the output, you will be getting it as a from non-static initializer. After that, now one more initializer is there. Who is that? The variable, I mean the initializer b is equal to 367. B is equal to 367. B initially will be 0 only, but later it will be 367. Okay. Now constructor work is done. Okay, constructor work is done. So after that, after the constructor work is done, the address of the object, the address of the object, that is 0y1 will be given to the variable p by the new keyword. Okay, variable p will now return the address. Return the address to the, I mean the new keyword will return the address to the variable p. So inside the variable p, now we have the address 0 y1. We have 0 y1 inside the program P. Okay. So after this, now we have to call P dot B. That is the next instruction. P dot B is equal to 30. So here P dot B is equal to 30 means what? P is what? 0y1. 0y1 dot B is equal to 30 means what? 0y1, 0y1 dot B is equal to 30 means 0y1 dot B. 0y1 dot B. We are reinitializing. 0y1 dot B means this B. 0y1 dot B means this B. So for this B, we are initializing. Instead of 367, now it will be 30. Instead of 367, it will be 30. Okay, next instruction. System dot out dot println of system dot out dot println of I plus P dot B. I plus P dot B. Now you guys tell me what is the value of I plus P dot B. Yes, anyone? I plus P dot B value. I plus P dot B value. What is this? Why are we not take B is equal to 367? I think you have not seen properly. See here. Earlier it was 367 only. Okay. Initially it will be 0. Then it will be 367. But again we are initializing. Can you see here in this line? P dot B is equal to 30. We are initializing. So it will become 30. After that, now add the value of I and P dot B. I value is how much? 29. B value is how much? 30. So 29 plus 30. 29 plus 30. It will be 59. So in the output, you will be getting 59. 59. So after this, there is no other instructions inside main method. So now the main method frame also will be removed. Okay, it will also be removed. And now anything else is there to execute? No, the whole memory will be removed now and will be sent back to RAM by JRE. Okay, and your output will be 90 from static initializer, from non-static initializer 59. 90 from static initializer, from non-static initializer, and 59. Okay, so this is the output. Now let us go check here. Let us go execute the code. Okay, what happened here? To execute. Yes. Can you see the output here? 90 from static initializer, from non-static initializer 59. 90 from static initializer, from non-static initializer, and the 59. Okay. So this is how you will be executing your code. Okay. So hope you have understood. Did you guys get it? Everyone understood? Has everyone understood? Let me know. Okay. Yes. Yes, Pooja and others all also has understood. Pooja, what happened? Okay. Okay, guys. Now we shall go for please explain int B only. See, int B only why? Here, now, okay, first let us take a snap, okay? Let us take a snap of the code, then only we will go, okay? So we shall go for one second. Okay, now let us take a snap of this here. Okay, we'll yeah. So first let us take a snap of this tracing part, then we'll go further. Okay, so after this, okay, now listen carefully. Why B got initialized to 30? Okay, see P dot B. P means what? P means what? Variable. P means what? Variable. Inside P, what do we have? Address 0y1 is there. P dot B means what? P dot B means 0y1 dot B. 0y1 dot B. 0y1 dot B, earlier it was how much? 367. But what did we do here? P dot B is equal to 30. P dot B is equal to 30. We are reinitializing this variable. this instead of 369 here, now it will be having only 30. It will be having only 30. It will be having only 30. Okay. So P dot B now initially it was 367, but later now we have reinitialized. P dot B is equal to 30 means we are initializing here to 30. Okay. So after that I plus P dot B. I value is how much? 29. B value is how much? 30. So it will become 59. Okay. Yes. Did you get it? Uh, okay. From main method. See, from the main method, what happens after execution of this initializers from main method, because of new keyword, this block will be created and it will call constructor. Constructor will load all non-static members, but currently only these two initializers are there. So it will load the initializers, and while loading only it will execute. During object loading only, non-static initializers execute. So here one initializer executed, here also one initializer executed. Okay. Now after that, here P dot B is equal to 30 is there. So P dot B, initially it was 367. Now later it has become 30. Now I plus P dot B. Okay, I plus P dot B, we got 29 plus 30, it is 59. So meanwhile, when constructor has called these members and they are initializing, when you told I'm initializing this statement is executed from non-static initializer. Then we are executing, we are reinitializing P dot B as 30 here. Okay, and we are adding here. That's all. New keyword is called new keyword will create memory, call constructor. Constructor will load initializers and execute. So first of all, after first one is loaded, it got executed. Now the second one also got loaded. It is 367 and P dot B is equal to 30. We have initialized. So here the data will be 30. Reinitialized 30. So I plus P dot B means 29 plus 30. 29 plus 30. So it will become 59. Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. So let us go for your next last member of your constructor. Last member that of the non-static member, that is a constructor. So let us go for the constructor now. Okay. So yes, now let us go for the constructor. So let us understand what is constructor. See, when you're talking about constructor, see, constructor means it is a special type of non-static method. Special type of non-static method. Okay. Constructor means it's a special type of non-static method whose name is same as class name. Whose name is same as class name. Whose name is same as class name. But it doesn't have any return type. 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 Okay. So what is a constructor? Constructor is a special type of non-static method. Special type of non-static method whose name is same as class name. Whose name is same as class name. But it doesn't have any return type. It doesn't have any return type. So let us understand this better with the help of the syntax to create a constructor. Okay. So syntax to create a constructor. Syntax to create a constructor. Okay. So now we'll be seeing a syntax to create a constructor. So syntax is, first of all, a programmer, if your programmer is writing a constructor, so it will be in this format. First, you'll be having a access modifier. Next, see, we're enclosing it with a square bracket. Okay, if you're enclosing within square bracket, which means that it's not mandatory. Okay. So access modifier, you can have a modifier. Okay, but no return type, and class name, and within the brackets here you can go for formal arguments. Formal arguments. Close the bracket. Now you'll have a body for the constructor. Okay. Here usually we will be doing initialization. Okay, we will be initializing the attributes. So initialization will be done here. Okay, initialization will be done here. See, constructor name and class name should be same. Constructor is a special type of a non-static method. Special type of a non-static method. Constructor is a special type of non-static method, and its name is same as class name. Its name is same as class name, and it doesn't have any return type. It doesn't have any return type. Doesn't have any return type. Return type. Okay. Then so here inside the constructor body, okay, here what happens, what happens is here, okay, or what all the program written instructions are there, no, inside the constructor body they will be executed. What all you have written here, no, what all the instructions you will write here, all the initialization, they will be executed. But before executing this block, before executing this constructor block, okay, let me tell you fully here. So here this is constructor signature. Constructor signature. Okay, and this is constructor declaration. Constructor declaration. This is constructor body. Constructor body, or you can call it as implementation, or you can also call it as a block, constructor block. Okay, now the whole thing is called as a constructor definition. Constructor definition. The whole thing is called as constructor definition. The whole thing is called as constructor definition. Constructor definition. Now here, whenever a constructor is called, now what happens? Okay. Now we will see what happens, but inside the constructor body, what all we can write here? See, what all freedom you have to write inside a method. What all freedom you have to write inside a method. The same freedom you have inside the constructor. What all the freedom you have, okay, to write inside a method, okay, same you have inside a constructor also. But here you will have no return type. You can have a method call statement here in the block here. You can have method call statement, but here you will not have any excuse me. So here you will not have any, currently you will not have any method block statements, any method call statements. If you want, you can have method call statements, whatever you want, you can do inside this block. Okay. And so whenever a method is called, the constructor is called. Constructor, when it will be calling, when you will call constructor, when you're initializing, when you're creating an object, only you will call the constructor. Okay. Now here in the block or in the body of the constructor, we can write programmer written instructions. We can have programmer written instructions. We can have programmer written instructions. Okay. And you can also have, inside the programmer written instructions only, we have the static, non-static initializers of the class. Non-static initializers of the class you have. And so what all the instructions you will have, no, inside the constructor body, everything will be executed. But before the execution of the body of the constructor, there are so much more going on. Okay, so much more going on. So let us see the purpose of the constructor, wherein you will understand what is going on exactly. Purpose of constructor. Here, first purpose is, see, during the execution of a constructor, first thing is non-static members of the class will be loaded. non-static members of class will be loaded into the object. Whatever the object we have created, no, all the non-static, whenever a constructor is called, all the non-static members of the class will be loaded into the object created. All the non-static members will be loaded into the object created, Second task is, if there is any initializers, so non-static initializers will be executed from top to bottom order. Non-static initializers, non-static initializers will will execute from top to bottom order, from top to bottom order. Okay, and if any non-static initializers they have, I mean inside a class if you have, they will start executing from top to bottom order. Okay, now third one is programmer written instructions will be executed. Programmer written instructions will be executed. Okay, and these are the things which will happen when you call a constructor. Okay, when you call a constructor, mainly three things will happen. What is the first thing? All the non-static members of the class will be loaded into the memory, and non-static initializers, if present, they will be executed from top to bottom order. Okay, and and if any programmer written instructions are there, they will be executed. So these are the three things a constructor will do. And one more thing, if we fail to create a constructor, as a programmer, our compiler only will create a default constructor. We will see what it is. Yes, Varshita, you can carry on with the requirements.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, guys. This is Vashita from Announcement Team. Am I audible to everyone, guys? Yes. Okay. So, guys, I've shared the new batches link in your broadcast. It's in Advanced Java and SQL. So, Advanced Java it is only for development students. Those have completed core Java, so they can attend Advanced Java. And SQL, both the testing and development students both can attend the classes, guys. So, any doubts regarding the new batches? Okay. So guys, here's the development and generic requirements. So please take a snap of this, everyone. So make sure that after completing your class, go through once and check it out with the requirements. I hope it's done, guys. I'll be stop sharing the screen now. So guys, after the class, go through once and check it out. If you're suitable for any of the requirements, so please register, guys. Send a message to the HR in Kutaka, your name, contact. So I'll move to another requirement. So this is testing requirement. First requirement, it is only for female candidates. Second requirement, second requirement, even female and male both can register. So if you completed manual testing, so you can register for this requirements. No queries. Okay, that's it from my end. Thank you guys. Thank you. So I'll stop sharing the screen. Yes, SQL new batch, it's already started with the morning slot. So do you want me to share the link? So it's started from 30th of August. So I will be sharing with the link in the broadcast. So if you want, you can join for the classes. So Shivakumar, if the screen was not visible for you, so please contact the technical team once, okay? And you can contact immediately now itself. So they will check out with that. So they will connect with any disk and they will check out with it. So because some of the students are not visible, so they are updating something. So please contact them. Okay, I will be sharing the technical team number, so you can contact them immediately. Did you receive Shiv Kumar? Yes, thank you. Pooja, I've shared you the morning batch SQL. So do you if you're interested, you can join for the class.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, guys. This is Jyoti from
Okay.
9th and
So
10th.
that's it from my end,
We are
guys.
ready for
Thank
the
you, guys.
class.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, guys, we'll resume back. So we were talking about the constructor, right? We're talking about the constructor, and here, purpose of constructor is when we call constructor, all non-static members of class will be loaded into the object created. Non-static initializers will execute from top to bottom order, and programmer written instructions inside the method block, constructor block will be executed. Programmer written instructions inside the constructor block will be executed. And in case if as a programmers, if you don't mention any constructor, if you don't mention any constructor, if you don't mention, okay, now if you don't mention any constructor, our compiler will create, okay, our compiler will create a default constructor. Our compiler will create a default constructor. Compiler will create default constructor. When compiler will create a default constructor, when as a programmer, if you don't create any constructor in a class, okay, if you don't create any constructor in a class, our compiler will create one default constructor. Compiler will create one default constructor. Okay, now so let us understand the classification of constructor now. So let us understand the classifications of constructor. Classification of constructor. So constructor is classified into two types. Two types. It is classified based on what? Based on arguments. That means based on formal arguments. Based on formal arguments. Based on formal arguments. Okay. We have two types of constructors based on formal arguments. Based on formal arguments, we have two types of constructors. So first one is no argument constructor. No argument constructor. Second one is parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor. Second one is parameterized constructor. First one is a no argument constructor and second one is a parameterized constructor. So first, what is no argument constructor? Very simple. A constructor which will be having no argument, just access modifiers, okay, a modifier, a class name, and inside the constructor here in the signature, in the constructor signature, you will not have any formal argument. Formal argument will not be there. Okay, there will be no formal argument. There will be no formal argument. Okay, so this type of constructor with the method body it will have. Okay, only you can have access modifier, no return type, class name, and no formal argument, and some instructions inside the constructor body. So this type of constructor is called as no argument constructor. Is called as no argument constructor. Is called as no argument constructor. And we have one more type of constructor, that is parameters constructor. Parameters constructor. Inside the parameters constructor, let us see parameterized constructor. The difference between both you are understanding now. Constructor. Now, so access modifier, everything will be same. Access modifier, you can have modifier, you can have a class name, and here you will be having formal arguments inside a constructor. The difference between no argument constructor and parameters constructor is this much. In the constructor signature, for the no argument, you will have empty, nothing you will have. Okay, in the place of formal arguments, nothing you will have. But here in the parameters constructor, in the place of formal arguments, you will have formal arguments. Okay, in the place of arguments, okay, in the place of arguments, here you will have a formal arguments. You will have a formal arguments. Okay, so this is our parameters and this is a no argument constructor. No argument constructor is a constructor which doesn't have formal arguments. Parameters constructor is a constructor which has formal arguments. Which has formal arguments. Which has formal arguments. Okay. Next. After this. See, I told you, as a programmer, if you don't create any constructor, now who will create a constructor? Our compiler will create a no argument constructor. Compiler will create a default constructor. I told you, default constructor. Compiler will create a default constructor. So I told you, compiler will create a default constructor. Okay, that default constructor will be in which format? Will it be in the form of parameters, or will it be in the no argument? So here the default constructor will be in the form of a no argument constructor. The default constructor which a compiler will create when you have no constructor in a class, when you have written no constructor in a class, compiler will create a default constructor, and that default constructor will be in the form of no argument constructor. That default constructor will be in the form of no argument constructor. Okay. So here now let us understand the loading process of a class. Okay. Now by understanding loading process, yes, it is same as a method only, but no return type. Yes. So here now let us understand the loading process of a class. Just a minute, 1 second. Excuse me, guys. Yeah. Okay, first let us understand the loading process of a class. Yeah. Okay. So, and to understand a loading process of a class, now let us fully now understand. Okay. See, we understood class loading process. We understood class loading process. Now we will also understand object loading process. Okay. We can call it as a loading process of an object. Loading process of an object. Loading process of an object, or you can call it as a object loading process. Object loading process. Okay, now let us see this. So what happens is step one is, as soon as the new keyword as well as one class name of no argument. Okay, first step in the object loading process is new keyword will create a block of memory inside heap area for the object with a reference. Okay, or with the address inside heap area. After that, new keyword will call the constructor. Now when constructor is called, constructor will do three things. First one is it will load all non-static members into this object. Okay, the memory for the object. Into this memory for the object, all the non-static members will be loaded. Second thing is, if any initializers is present, okay, all the non-static initializers will execute from top to bottom order. Okay, constructor will help the non-static initializers to execute from top to bottom order. Next, third one is it will execute programmer written instructions inside the constructor block or constructor body. So third one is constructor will execute programmer written instructions in the constructor body. Okay, so these are the three things a constructor will do. Okay, these are the three things a constructor will do. And after this, the execution of the constructor will be done. After that, constructor will give the control back to the new keyword, and new keyword will store that in one reference variable. Okay, with a class name reference variable. Now with the inside the reference variable, you will you have the address of this object, that is 0y1 will be stored. 0y1 will be stored. Okay, now we can tell. Okay, now we can tell the object is created successfully. Now we can tell that the object is created successfully. Now object is created successfully. Okay, after that, so after the reference is created, obviously after doing everything, when constructor is giving the reference back only, our object has been created fully. Okay, now here the current address, okay, address of the object is present in the reference, and there is a address 0 which is present in the reference variable. Now this process at all we have seen, this small processes, this will be repeated for every object creation. This will be repeated, all this will be repeated for, all this will be repeated for every object creation. All this will be repeated for every object creation. For every object creation, all these steps will be repeated. All these steps will be repeated. Okay. So hope you guys got it. Now what we'll do is, let us go for a program, okay, and let us understand using our code only. Okay. So let us go for a code now. Let us start executing our constructor. Yeah. So let us go for a class school here. Yes. We'll go for, okay, once again. You'll go for class student, or okay, wait a second. We'll go for school only. Okay, now currently we have a class school here. We have a class school, and inside the school class, let us have an initializer, that is single line initializer school name. String single line initializer school name is equal to, we'll just give ABC high school. Okay, ABC high school will give. Now we will go for one multi-line non-static initializer. One multi-line non-static initializer. Inside that we will write school name colon, will be going for school name variable. Okay. And okay, we will have one test method also, one non-static method we'll have, that is public void test method, and inside the test method we will be having from test method of no argument. Okay. So now let us go for two non-static variable, string name and int. Okay, so we'll go for a school, you'll have student name, no? So we'll go for student name variable and int student id. Okay. After this, we will go for main method, because inside school only we have all these data. Okay, inside school only we will have student and student id. So after this, now inside the main method, now let us go for school. School s is equal to object for school of no argument constructor. Now let us call s dot test method. Okay. Now you have to listen carefully. Okay, you have to listen carefully. So here today we will be going for throughout. Okay, throughout we'll be going for one execution of a constructor. You have to listen carefully. Currently, can you see any constructor written here? No, we don't have any constructor currently. Currently, we don't have any constructor visible here. Okay, no, nothing is visible here. But invisibly, already one constructor is created here. Already one constructor is created invisibly. Okay, invisibly already one constructor is created, and it is in the form of a no argument constructor. It is in the form of a no argument constructor, and that constructor we call it as a default constructor. Okay, that is the constructor, we'll call it as a default constructor. Okay, next, so let us start loading this whole class into the memory, and let us understand how the loading process of an object is done. Okay. Okay, so let us go for your memory here. Now let us create a memory. We will go for Java runtime memory. Java runtime memory, and we will have divisions of um, memory here. First one will go for method area. Okay, then comes your class static area. Okay, then comes stack area and then heap area. Stack area and then heap area. Okay, now. So let us go for your divisions of memory here. That is method area, class static area, stack area, and heap area. Okay, so we have 4 divisions of memory here. Next. So first thing is the whole class will be loaded here. See, we are going from the class loading then to object loading. From the class loading then to object loading. First and the foremost thing, the whole class will be loaded here, and the class name is school. Class name is school. So we will do one thing. Your test method is present vastly. So okay, what we'll do is okay, so let us write these members above, because this method is presenting wastefully. Let us go for okay, and here we will initialize them. Okay, so the println statement will go for student name, means student name is equal to, go for Kumar, and student ID go for student ID is equal to 22. Okay. Okay, now it looks little valid. Okay. So do not get confused, okay? I'll be teaching you very, very slowly. Understand it neatly. Okay. Now, the memory has been created. A class also has been loaded. Okay. Class also has been loaded now. Now, after this, the first thing is what all you have in the form of blocks. No, everything will get loaded. What all you have in the form of blocks. Okay, what all you have in the form of blocks, everything will be loaded. Now, first one in the block, that is your multi-line non-static initializer. So let us load it first here. So let us load that here. Yes. So let us load it here, and now the address for that will be 0x1, and it doesn't have any name. So dot dot dot, and we have one println statement, that system dot out dot println of, we'll go for school name. School name is colon. We'll go for school name variable. School name variable. Okay. Now next one. Excuse me. Test method. So excuse me. Okay, now we have a test method here. Okay, so test method, now one frame will be creating for test method now. Okay, let's create a frame for test method here. After that, we will go for loading the instructions with the address 0x2. Method signature is test of no argument. Then system dot out dot println of student name is equal to student name. Okay, wait a second. I'll give on Kumar, no? Student name is equal to Kumar. System dot out dot println. Student ID is equal to 22. Student ID is equal to 22. Okay. After this, we have one more method, that is our main method. That is our main method. Okay. So now let us load main method here. So main method address we can go for. Address may be 0x3. And since this is for a main method, we can write it as a main string array arguments. And we'll have instructions, that is school s is equal to new school of no argument constructor. Okay, and we'll go for s dot test method. S dot test of no argument method. Okay. So now we have loaded all the members which has blocks. All the members which has blocks we have loaded now. Now after this, we have to load the static members. Okay, here the static methods we have to load with the help of method signature and address. The help of method signature and address will be loading. With the help of method signature and address will be loading. Okay, so let us go for here. Here we'll be writing method signature. And here we'll be writing address. And here we'll be going for only main method. Okay, we'll go only for main method here, because main itself is a static here. Main string array arguments. So the address will be 0x3. And if we have, let us check if we have any static initializer here. Check from the top to bottom order. Do we have any static initializer? Obviously, no. We don't have static method. I mean, only except main method. We don't have anything static here. Okay. So that's it now. Now what happens? Now class loading is done. Now currently here, okay, now currently class loading is done. So after class loading is done, your JVM will call main method. JVM will call the main method. Now JVM will call the main method. Now a main method is called, means obviously one frame will be created for that main method. Okay, there will be a frame created for the main method. Okay, now so address we will take. Okay, address we will take as, I mean, frame number will take as f0. And here this is because of main method, I mean this is for the main method, so we'll be taking as main string array arguments. Main string array arguments. And here we'll be going for the first instruction, that is school s is equal to new school of no argument constructor. So because of this new keyword, one frame will be created in the heap area. One frame is created in the heap area. Now here it will have a okay. So it will have a address 0y1. Now next, new keyword will call the school constructor. Whenever a school constructor is called, okay, now let us create one block for the school constructor. Now school constructor here, So school constructor name is, constructor name we don't have any currently, so we'll be going for school of no argument. So inside this, what is the first step? Step 1, load all non-static members. So you have to load all non-static members. So coming from top to bottom order here. So what is the first one you have? One initializer you have. Okay, one initializer we have. first everything will be loaded. Okay, first everything will be loaded. So leaving initializers, first let us load the normal variables and the methods. We will first load normal variables and a method, and we will load multi-line non-static initializer also we will load. Okay, we load that also. Now first thing is we will be going for student name and student ID. Okay, we'll go for student name, student name, and here you'll be having null. Student ID, next student ID will be 0. So after that we have one test method. Okay, now let us load that also. Let us load that also. So let us go for a memory here. Okay, here let us have a block for it. Okay, I think one more variable is there. Let us take it here. Okay, I think we have two here. Okay, one is for uh, non-static initializer and one is for non-static multi-line, next one is for normal. Okay, so first we have loaded non-static members, then comes initializers. Remember, first non-static members will be loaded, then comes your initializers. So we have loaded non-static variables. Now here we have to go for your method signature and address. Method signature and address. Now if you are seeing the first one, multi-line non-static initializer, you will be going for dot 0x1, and one test method you have. Test method of no argument address will be 0x2. Now we loaded non-static members. Now after loading all non-static members, now second step is execute non-static initializers. Execute non-static initializers. Okay, now coming from top to bottom order, what initializer we have? We have one single line non-static initializer, school name ABC HSC. So we'll go for school name. So initially it will be null only, but later it will become ABC high school. ABC high school it will become. Okay. After that, step 3 is okay, here's the step 3 in the constructor. Okay, it will execute programmer written instructions. Okay, program written instructions in the block. Program written instructions in the block is done by our school constructor. Okay, so programmer written instructions means, see, currently we don't have constructor only here. So from where we will take the constructor body? So yes, here it is not there. So let us leave it aside. Executing programming, let us leave it aside. Now after this constructor is done, constructor is done executing. So it will be removed and the control will go back to the calling method. Okay, calling constructor. It will go back. Now we have one variable. Okay, so when we are executing for a non-static initializer, once again, it will not go back just a minute. So while we are executing, so first initializer we executed, second one we didn't initialize. First one we have initialized. Now second one, it is multi-line non-static initializer. So let us initialize that also. We missed it. So let us initialize that also. For the initializing that, okay, after the step 2, okay, in the step 2 only we are currently here. So while you're initializing here, okay, you'll have the data that is for the constructors. Okay, since this is for the multi-line non-static initializer here, we'll take the frame number f1 dot, and we have the instruction is system.out.println school name is okay. Next we'll be going for school name variable. Okay. Now here you'll be getting output, that is Okay, we have not got output still now. Okay, so one output you will be getting, that is school name, school name, school name is ABC High School. ABC High School. Now here is a control. Okay. So now here what happens is very simple. Now is okay. So after this only, the frame will be removed. Okay, the frame will be removed and the control is given back to constructor, because from constructor, from here only it came and from here only it went off. Now after that, the third instruction, execute program written instruction inside constructor body. We will not do for this number 3, because here here excuse me. Okay, so here we are having constructor. We have executed the multi-line initializers and control goes back here. And after the execution of the second one is done, for the third one, here we don't have constructor itself to have the programmer written instructions. So now the whole constructor will be removed and control will be sent back to the school constructor. Control will be sent back to the school constructor. Now this school constructor, now it will return the address to the new keyword. Okay, and new keyword will store the address inside the variable s. Now inside the variable s, we have the address that is 0y1. We have the address that is 0y1. Now let us call 0y1 dot test method. Okay, that is your s dot test method. So now control will pass the execution of main method, and now it will go for the calling method. Now it will go towards this, whatever the method has been called, called method. The frame number will be f1 only. Okay, now we have a test method, so we'll be going for test of no argument method. Now after this, let us go for initialization of it. System.out.println of student name is equal to Kumar. Is equal to Kumar. Okay, after that, okay, so what we are doing is system.out.println student name equal to Kumar. So here student name by default it was null. Okay, now it will become Kumar, and we'll go for student ID, that is system.out.println of student ID is equal to 22 is equal to 22. Okay, now here also ID instead of 0 it will become 22. Okay, after that the frame will be removed. The frame will be removed because execution is already done. Since the execution is already done, the frame will be removed now. Now after this, okay, after this, control will go back from wherever it has come from. So control has come from the test method. So now control will go back. Control will go back for the calling method. So after this, we can tell that we have completed with object loading process. We are done with object loading process. Okay, so since here also in the main method also we don't have anything else to execute, so we'll be removing this also. After that, nothing is left, so we are done with your object loading process. Okay, we are done with our object loading process. Okay, now after removing everything, now control will be giving this memory into the RAM. It will give back this memory to the RAM for execution. Okay, so this is how you will execute, and your output will be, see, parallelly name and ID we are printing right here. As you can see, name and ID we are printing. Here we are printing both name and ID. So when we are printing both name and ID, here you will have the name as a Kumar. Let us go for him. Okay, we'll go for the name Kumar here. and we'll have 22. Okay, now let us go for execution of this. Let's execute this. Are we getting the same output, Kumar? I mean here. So school name is equal to ABCHSC and the student name is Kumar and the student ID is 22. Student ID is 22. Okay. So hope you all have understood. Everybody got the concept? Has everybody understood? Okay, guys. Okay. Yes, this is how your object loading process happen. Ma'am, can we do this inside a constructor method? What do you want to do inside constructor method? See, inside constructor, what we can do is whatever we want inside constructor, we can do it. Okay, we can do everything in a constructor except returning any data back to the caller. You can't return any data back to the caller using a constructor. You don't have any return statement. Okay, so except that you can do everything. This which you thought yesterday. You can use that is what we'll be using that next. Okay, in the next program we'll be using. Okay. So hope you all have understood this. Now let us go for taking snap of your class code here. Let us take a snap of this. Okay, we'll go for tracing part also. Okay. So now what we will do is, okay, now let us start with the UML designs. Okay, let us start with UML design. We will understand the parameters constructor. See, we have understood no argument constructor, no. Now let us also understand the parameters constructor, how it will work, what we have to do. Now let us see, okay. So there is something called as UML design. Okay, there is something called as UML design. So let us understand that now. Okay. Okay, so UML means UML. UML means unified modeling language. Unified modeling language. Okay. Now according to this, if you want to create a class, okay, you can just write a box. According to this, okay, if you want to create a class, okay, if you want to create a class, you can just write a block here. Okay. And if you want to have an attributes, okay, if you want to name a class, you can name in the above here. Okay, suppose if you're creating a class account. Now if you're creating a class account, in the class account we will have account holder name we will have, and to indicate this as a variable we can give semicolon at the end. You can just give semicolon at the end just to understand this as a variable, or if you don't give anything also fine, it is understood as a variable. Account holder name. Next we'll go for account number. Then comes password, and then comes available balance. Now after this, so we will go for a method that is account details method. Okay, so account details method. Listen carefully. According to UML, this is a class name. These are the variables, non-static variables. Okay, and this is a method. This is a method. Okay, this is a class name, this is a non-static variables, and this is a method. This is how accordingly in the UML diagram we'll be doing it. Okay, accordingly to the UML design you'll be doing it. Okay, so this is our class. Account is a class. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Okay, so we have a class account here, account holder name, account number, password, available balance. So all four we have, and along with that we have a function that is account details method. Now what we will do is, now neatly let us create a class account. Okay, so let us create a class account now. Account class let us create now. Let's create a class account. Class account here. Okay, see sometimes it happens like this, nothing will come here. Go for a browse, choose your class name, I mean project name. In that you go for your default package. So currently we are in oops, so we'll go for oops, and you just don't have to go for finish. No, just wherever you are, just enter. That's it. If you just do enter, your class will be created. Now currently we have a class account. We have a class account here. So now we have class account. Yes, we do have the class account. We do have the class account here. Okay, now after this we can have the attributes of the class account. Okay, we'll have the attributes of the class account. So attributes you can take as string account holder name. This is the first attribute or first variable. Next, string account number. So string not needed. We can go for long only, right? Account number we can go for long only. Only numbers will be there, right? You can go for long. Okay, next we will go for your password. We can go for int password. Okay, now after this, we'll go for available balance. So double available 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 balance. Okay, so double available balance, double available balance here. Okay, next, now here, so double available balance is there. Now after this, now we shall create a constructor. Now we shall create a constructor. Listen carefully. See, access modifier both are not mandatory. Okay, access modifier and modifier both are not mandatory. They both are not mandatory. So here now, excuse me. So here in the class account, now let us create a constructor account. You can prefix public also, no problem. Access modifier public you can prefer, and account constructor, class name and the account name, I mean account name and the constructor name, I mean class name and the constructor name should be same. Class name and the constructor name should be same because this constructor will load this class members only. If you want a constructor to load your this class members, you have to name the constructor as account only. You have to name the constructor as account only. So in the account, see, you have not initialized. Okay, we have not initialized any of these attributes. We have not initialized any of these attributes. Now what we have to do, we have to initialize them. Okay, we have to initialize them, but for initializing you will be actually passing through the object creation statement by calling a constructor. So account constructor is there. Now currently it is no argument. Now let us pour these four data with the data types. Okay, so variables with the data types. Now let us go for this. So account. Now see how in what order you have written. No, in what order you have written here. In the same order you have to mention it here. String account holder name. Next, long account number int password and double available available balance. Okay, now after this you have a constructor with a parameter. You have a constructor with parameter. See, in the school constructor, if you see here, we don't have any constructor, right? How come we have created a no argument here? How come did we create a no argument here? Very simple. See, for the school constructor, now I will create a constructor. Now by default I will create one constructor. Okay, by default I will create one constructor here. Now you will be seeing now how it will be there. Now can you see a constructor here? Now can you see a constructor here? Can you see? By default we have created one constructor. By default we have created one constructor, and in this constructor nothing we have. Currently there will be there. Okay, inside this class there will be a no argument constructor by default. When a compiler, when a programmer doesn't write any constructors in the class, so your compiler will create one no argument constructor. This is actually hidden. This is actually hidden. Okay, this is actually hidden. So now it is not hidden anymore because we are writing a parameterized constructor. We are going for a parameterized constructor. Now in the parameters we have mentioned all the attributes. We have mentioned all the attributes. Okay. Now after that, this now we have to initialize them with the help of this keyword. Now you have to initialize them with the help of this keyword. That is, this dot account holder name means. This dot account holder name means. What is this account holder name? This account holder name is this account holder name. Can you see both are having blue? Yes, why? Because this dot account number means, account holder name means this original attribute, that is account holder name. Account holder name. This dot account holder name is equal to account holder name. So this account holder name, can you see where is this account holder from? Where is this account holder from? This is from this local variable. From this local variable. Okay. So this account holder name, this account holder name is same, and this account holder name and this account holder name both are same. These are non-static variables and these are local variables. These are local variables. These are local variables. Okay. Now account holder name initialization is done. Now this dot account number is equal to account number. Excuse me. So after this, let us go for the third one. This dot password is equal to password. Okay. Now after this, here we shall go for the last one, that is available balance. This dot available balance is equal to available balance. Available balance. Okay. Here now. So here we have a class account here. Account. Okay. So once again. Okay, let the school constructor be here only. Let us save this. Okay, now we have a class account here. Now here we have a parameters constructor. Now after having a parameters constructor, now let us have one method, that is account details method. Public void account details method. Okay, we'll have account details method here. Now we shall go for variable account holder name. Inside the account details, we'll be printing everything. Okay, we will be printing everything. If you want to have a shortcut of it, we can go for like this. Okay, you can go for like this. If you don't want to create this method, if you don't want to create account details method, you can go for printing this statements. Okay, printing this initialization, you can go for, in case if you don't need this constructor. Sorry, in this method, if you don't need this method, you can go for printing the data here. You can go for printing this data. Okay, and next. So here now in the account details method, we are going for printing all the attributes, that is account holder name, account number, account number. Then comes password. After that last one, that is available balance. Available balance. Okay. So this is how. See, that's all is the code. That's all is the code. Extra, we have to create one main method. Okay, that's it. So here we have the attributes. That is in the account class, we have the attributes, account holder name, account number, password, available balance, and we also have a constructor here, and we have one non-static method here. Okay, that is account details method. Now let us go for the main method. Okay, static main method now. Okay, we'll have a static main method here. And inside the main method, let us create an account object. Account A is equal to new account of. Now, now, now here we will give all the details. Okay, here we will give all the details of the account. See, usually what we do, here new keyword is there. After new keyword create subject, it will call account constructor and it will execute just like that. See, whenever a new keyword is called, I mean, new keyword is creating a memory inside heap area. Whenever a new keyword is creating a memory for that object inside heap area, it will also call the constructor. It will call the account of no argument constructor. It will call account of, I mean, here it will call the parameters only. Currently, if you're writing this, it will be calling account of no argument, and here what all the instructions is that it will execute neatly. But here currently we have new account of parameters constructor. We have a parameters constructor here. So let us write it down. Okay. So here account holder name you have to give first. Account holder name can give as Kumar. After that account number, some numbers we can give, random numbers. After this, okay, after this account number we have given in long. Okay, next let us give password. Password is 1234 and available balance. Available balance. It will go for available balance. Okay. So here, okay. So we have taken in the form of first string. Okay, here we have forgot to use double quotes. Okay. Then comes our long data. So for long, you have to mention L. Then comes our password 1234. Then comes our available balance. Available balance. Now, so available balance is okay. So here you have to give the data actually, not the variable. So available balance you can take 5k. Okay. So here after that, now let us call the constructor a dot account details method. See what we are doing here, very simple, very simple. Here we are going for a constructor of the class account and account details method and the main method. That's all we are doing here. This is how you can break this UML design into the code. This is how you can break this UML design into the code here. Okay, now after this, next what happens? Now listen carefully here. Now I will not trace this. Okay, now I will not trace this. You will only understand. Okay, you will only understand. Now I will not trace this. Listen carefully here. Listen very carefully. Okay, now first and the foremost thing, what happens when an object is created? Okay, when object is created, new keyword will create a block of memory. Just imagine. Okay, new keyword will create a block of memory inside where? Inside heap area. New keyword will create a block of memory inside heap area. After that, okay, after that, it will call the account constructor. It will call the account constructor. Now you know. Now you know why we need to have class name and the constructor name same, because here if you mention account in the constructor name, if you are mentioning account only, then only it will load this account class members. If you mention some other class members, it will load that class members. So that is why if you have to load account class members. So here whom we are calling account call statement. This is the account call statement. I mean constructor call statement. Okay. Here new keyword is created, and it is calling this account constructor call statement. Here it is calling this constructor call statement. And see, whenever a method call statement, what if executes, what will happen? Whenever a method call statement is executed, control will go for the called method. Control will go for the called method. And here also, when this account call statement, okay, account constructor call statement has been called, now control will go to the constructor. Control will go to the constructor. Now control will go to the constructor. After going into the constructor, here in the form of in the place of account holder name, you'll have the data. I mean here, first here in the account holder name place, you will have the data, that is Kumar. In the account holder name place, you'll have the data Kumar. Account number, whatever the number we have given, password 1234, amount 5k. Okay, amount 5k. Now here so whatever the data we have given, no, it is stored in this local variables. It is stored in this local variable. And that local variable, using that local variable only, we are initializing this variables. Initializing these variables. Okay. So now we are initializing this dot account holder name is equal to account holder name. This dot account holder name means it's the original attribute. It is the original non-static attribute. Okay, but this account holder name is a local variable. This is a local variable now which we have declared here now, and we are initializing here. Okay, we are giving a value from the constructor call statement. See, from the constructor call statement, we are giving all the values here. I mean all the data we are giving, it is going and storing inside the data or the attribute of the given, using which we have given a using this call statement, we have given this account holder name. No, so into this it will go. See, account number also same, it will go into this original attribute. Password also same, it will go into this original attribute. And available balance also, it will go into this original attribute. Okay. So here account call statement is there, account constructor call statement is there. Now control will goes to the called constructor. So it is calling account constructor, so control will go to called constructor. And here you have the data, that is Kumar. You have the data Kumar. Now in account holder name place, there is a Kumar. There is a Kumar. And the same Kumar data is presented here. The same Kumar data is presented here. And into this original attribute, this dot account holder name, it has been given. Okay. So here we are initializing the members, okay, of the class, that is variables, in a constructor. Here we are initializing all the variables inside a constructor. Okay. So respectively, this Kumar will go in account holder name, in account number, some three to eight numbers. I mean starting from 3 till 8 numbers will be there. And password, it will be 1234, and the available balance will be 5000. And whatever is there in RHS will always be coming inside the LHS. Will always be coming inside the LHS. Inside the LHS it will come. Okay, so all this dot account number, balance, password, available balance, everything. Okay, everything will be initialized. Everything will be initialized. Okay. So after this, everything has been initialized. Now we'll call account details method. So control will go to the account details method here. Now in the account details method, you have mentioned account holder name, card number, password, available balance. Now here, now what is the current account holder name here? Whatever the name he has given. Okay, and account number is also okay, a normal account number only. Password is a password, available balance. Okay, some what balance will be there. Okay. Now we are printing all those account details method. We are just printing all those account details method. Okay. So this is how This is how you will be tracing this code. See, a new keyword will be created, account constructor will be called. Okay, now after the constructor is called, okay, constructor will start executing. When it start executing, first and the only thing is it will not directly go for, it will not directly go for the excuse me. Excuse me. So this constructor, this class account constructor here, it will not directly exhibit anything, but it will be going through the local variables first. It will be going through the local variables first, and after that, here here it is initializing. Okay, here it is initializing. Okay, it might be account holder name or number or password or balance. Everything is everything is here uh, neatly taken care of this account argument, I mean account parameter is constructed, account parameter is constructed now. So in account holder name, account number, password and the amount, I mean available balance. So enough data we have taken here. So whatever data we have taken here, no, it will be initialized to this original attributes. It will be initialized to this original attributes. Okay, after initializing, so obviously what all the data they have given, no, it has gone and stored inside this local variables. Inside this local variables, it has been gone and stored, and here here so we have generated a account constructor, right? Okay, okay, okay. So now if you're printing account details method, if you're printing account details method, you will be getting Kumar in the account holder name, and account number we are getting some random number starting from 3 to 8. Then comes the password. So password is 1234. Okay, and available balance is 5000. Okay, so this is how we will be tracing, and the output also will be getting the same. Since we call this method, no, this account details method, it has executed now. So you'll be getting all the data now. You'll be getting all the data. This is how we'll be tracing this code. Suppose you want to go for one more account class account, you can create any number of account objects. Okay, so account A1 is equal to new account of. So account holder name we can go for Kumari. So after that, we'll be going for long account number. Some, okay, let us copy paste this data. Okay, let it be. We'll give one some natural data here. Okay, after this, password will go for 4321. Okay, now available balances we can go for okay, one second. Okay, now here we can go for the price, that is maybe we can go for 6000. Okay, so A1 dot account details method. So what will happen now? Whatever happened with account A1, okay, whatever happened with account A1, account A, same thing will be happening with account A1 also. Okay, account A1 also. Okay, so this is how you will be tracing this code. It is very easy. You don't have to put very right L for long. Okay, so let us execute here. Now two data you will get. So let us differentiate these two data with the help of hashtag. Okay, now what we'll do, let us execute the code. It is Kumari, the number and the password in a reverse format, and the available balance here. Okay, so this is about your account, new account, that is new account A1. Okay, new account A1. Okay, so this is how we'll be doing it. Okay, so do execute this code and comes. I mean, did you guys get it? Have you guys understood? This is a very, very simple program. Did you guys get it? Here we have not traced only, but I think you have understood. So like this only. Okay, let me take a snap of this first. Okay, one second. In this only, now let me give you the homework program. See, we have already done for the class account, okay, and we will be doing for the be doing as a homework. I'll be giving you this. Do the homework and come. Um. Okay, so we'll go for a block here in the form of this code only. I'll be giving you UML code. Okay, we'll go for okay. Now let us go for the class name. Class name we can take it as a hotel. Listen carefully. Hotel will have a hotel name. Okay. Hotel will have hotel name. Okay. Let us go for hotel name here. Hotel name. A hotel will have hotel owner name. Hotel owner name. Next. Number of employees. Number of employees and type of employees. Type. Okay. So type means veg or non-veg. Or you can go for, veg or non-veg hotel. Okay. You can go for veg or non-veg. Okay, just for a hint, I'm giving this. Now here we shall go for your method, that is hotel details method. Hotel details method. Hotel details method. Okay. So this is your homework. Okay. This is your homework for today. Homework. Let me take a snap of this also. Yes. I'll take a snap of this account class. Okay, let us remove the space here. Okay. Okay, just a minute, guys. I'll just take the output here and I'll give you. Okay, output. Okay, you guys only take the output because the whole class is with a code. Okay, it is filled with a code. Okay, now let us. Okay, there is no tracing part, right? Okay, that's it, guys. So hope you have understood. Your homework is. Yes, you have a programming class tomorrow. Please don't teach anything new tomorrow. Why? Why? What happened? Why? What happened? Why not? No new things. Why? What happened? See, guys, this is my job. Okay, I will attend. I will take the class. Whatever I've told. I told programming, right? So pattern programming, logical programming will be there tomorrow. It will be there. Okay. So make sure. Yeah, it will be there surely. So what you do is attend the programming session and then do whatever you want. It's very important. Okay. That is also important only, but this is more important for your life. Okay. So try to attend the class tomorrow. Okay. Okay, guys. Any doubts you have for today? Anywhere, any doubts if you have, you can let me know. Yes, Sushant.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Tell me.
Ma'am, so the basic use of constructor, what I understood is like if you create a constructor, you can just like change the class name. For example, as you created a accounts class, right? And if you want to execute that constructor in a different class, for example, fruits or anything else, So thus you have to take the reference object and the class name, right? That's the main thing for the constructor, if I'm not wrong.
So you're asking, you want to create more than one constructor here?
No, I'm just asking that what is the use of a constructor? The basic use of
See,
a constructor.
constructor use is very important. Without a constructor, yes, basic use is every time we create an object, who will load these non-static members?
Right,
Who will
right.
load these
That
non-static members? Who will execute non-static initializers and who will execute program or written instructions here to initialize?
right,
Usually to initialize the attributes only, we will go inside the constructor. So these are
right,
the users are there. Without a constructor, we can't execute non-static members. So that is why if you're taking a normal constructor, I mean school class also if you're taking,
right,
you need to have one no argument constructor here. Here it will not be visible, but compiler will be creating it by default. Inside the class, it will be created, but to visibly, it will be like this, no argument constructor. Okay?
okay. So, ma'am,
Yes,
my
got it?
question was like,
Mm.
so we cannot call a constructor of a different class to a different class.
No, you can't
Okay.
call. I mean, calling means
I
here
mean,
you
like,
can, uh,
yeah, like
yes,
for
you can
accounts.
do it. You
Yeah,
can do it from one, yes.
that was the question. So that just you
Okay.
explained, like
Um,
creating another constructor having that attributes, that would be time wasting. Like that was the question. Okay.
what is the
Yeah,
time
that's all.
waste? See, if you want to create a constructor of account class, suppose inside account here, if you want to call a constructor, it is not possible. Inside a class only you can call a constructor. If from the other class, if you want to call a constructor, you have to create an object for it. Suppose let us create a school here. School object let us create here. School, okay, school, yes, is equal to new school of. You can go for a constructor for this school here. Can you see? We are creating an object for school. Okay, we are
Right,
creating object for school, and this constructor is loading all the members of the class, school class. Okay, it is loading, and with the help of the reference variable, you can access the members. You can access the
right,
members. Alone constructor you can't call. You have to create a whole object for that. You have to create
right.
an object, means you have to create an instance, then you can access it. Got it?
Okay, understood, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. I think you guys have no doubts. Okay, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's class and be ready for your part 2 assessment. Okay, part 2 assessment very soon we will be having. Part 1 we have completed. Okay, we have not even done with the mock also. Okay, so make sure you guys will prepare for the mock also as well as a part 2 test also. Okay, so yes, guys, that's it for today. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye bye. Good night.